I'm the Hooded Mask, and welcome to my house. Today, we're going to be working on what we said in the last episode, some plateaus, maybe even some waterfalls. But the plateaus are our main priority, so let's plan them out. I think we'll have two. One up higher, and one down here. So, I'm going to drag it out from the stalactite, not too close to the figure. Don't want it bumping in. And these aren't going to be too big, the ones on this level at least. Just big enough to stand out. I haven't done this particular thing before, so I'm unsure of how far to drag these out. Two more blocks should suffice, though. How's that doing? Yes, that looks good. And we want to round it up from the bottom. Then I'll work on that from there. Just want to plan the other one with you. These are to give some greenery in the middle of all the grey, because it's green down here, and then there'll be a ceiling, most likely made of dirt. And in the middle of that, it'll just be completely grey otherwise, with some white. And these little plateaus are to help add a bit more colour back in. So yes, a smaller one down there and a bigger one up there. Maybe we can even do a little tiny one over here. Just a very small one. There we are. Could just fill this one in because it's not sticking out too far. And this one will be curved up, same as the other. And just like we had the two pillars that we started off for this wall, these will help guide us in the shape we want to create for the bottom of these. So I guess I'll do the medium one with you, because the big one will take a little bit longer than I want to be showing on camera. One up, maybe, and one out. We'll go back after with the diorite, so we don't have to worry about that for just now. Now you can either have these rounded on the bottom, or you can have them a bit more spiky by bringing some of these down. Like so. But I prefer the rounded shape, so I'm going to stick with that. And we'll just add one layer of grass on here, get some dirt out as well. Of course you won't be able to see the dirt. Coarse dirt. Now, generally, I would make plains of grass quite smooth, but since it's on a small rock formation, you can have these little one points out every now and again. Also want to have some hanging off, as if it's spilling over the edge, because there's not enough room for all the grass to stay up. Can add some stone to support it. Can sneak some little bits of coarse dirt in here and there in the stone. Now, this can all be changed, but that's our basic template. Now we can go in with some tall grass and ferns. We can also add some of these little ridges that are next to it. And some below, as if things have fallen down. Yep, that looks about right. This one on top doesn't look. There we are. Yes, I think that will do. Now we can come in with some tall grass and some ferns. Now, in the Minecraft game, you normally find ferns just in spruce forests, but mixing them in with grass is always nice. It gives them a bit of variation with shape. And since they're biome specific, like grass and other things are, leaves, they'll blend right in with the other grass. See? There we are. Now, I'm unsure whether to add flowers, because flowers just seem a bit almost out of place. But this is the natural section, so choose our flowers wisely. I think the lilacs, they look the most magical in my opinion. And if we mix them in with some alliums, since they're kind of the same color. Not going too wild with them. That adds a beautiful pop of color. I will do these two plateaus, and I'll be back. And here we have it. I've done the 3 plateaus. The little one has turned out to be slightly larger when I've laid the dirt on top. It has fewer flowers since it's more overshadowed by the larger one. Got some different layers. I extended out to down here because there was a section that called for it. I haven't added any dirt down below though, so might want to do that. Back in there, some there. There we are. Okay, now we're going to do a waterfall. And these are very fun to do because you get to guide the water where you want it to flow. But I think if we had one coming down here, and then somehow made a tube, came all the way out to there. Maybe get rid of this part. Because the earth has been taken away by the water. Maybe even raise it up by one, just so we have a little bit better idea of what we're working with. I'd kind of like it to hit there, or even there. But on top of here is fine. And we'll just dig a small perimeter here. Actually, we can't do that. We'll have to raise it up by one instead. That'll work for the time being, hopefully. And now the fun part. Actually, we may need to dig this out a little bit here. Let's see how this works out. That would be a no. Comes to this section and just overflows. If we did this, that's much better. Ah, but it comes back this way. Well, we can redirect it once. I just need to get rid of this part. I think that should do the trick. Very interesting. It's a little bit too blue now. So we want to add a couple spires up like this to separate the water. Maybe lower them a bit, just so they don't look so obscure. Take away that one. Now we'll take away and replace the water just so it settles nicely with the new formations. I think just one waterfall will do for this section. And that's almost gone, so we can pour the new water. If you pour water on top of already existing water, it will still keep that pattern, the pattern the previous flow had before. So you want to wait until it's completely dissipated. That somehow is blocked off. Ah. Break and replace that. There we are. Doesn't that look good? course, now we need to make sure these sections are all looking fairly like they should be, because these are looking like rock tubes just now, and they shouldn't be looking like that. They should be looking more natural. That's better. This down here needs a bit of work. And a little bit over here. There we are. Much better. Can even add some dirt piling up here and there because it's washed it away. Now I need to work on this section down the bottom. It looks a bit strange, it just flowing into this, not too sure what you'd call it, man-made border. You can even add a little stream down here if we extend it. Doesn't go quite far enough. And we'll turn this all into dirt and coarse dirt down here because it doesn't make much sense there being grass underwater. Almost all replaced. There's nothing down the bottom for the water to ruin either, so we're all fine on that account. Yes, very interesting. I think I will do some detailing work down here. We'll just start on it together. Add a little bit around here, some on top, some grass with some coarse dirt beneath it. Just little bits hanging off here and there. It adds so much. See, that gets a little bit brown, a little bit of green. Makes the whole thing a bit less boring, a bit less blank. But you don't add too much. In fact, I may argue that I've added quite a lot here. It disturbs the natural flow the wall had before. It looks far more interesting. Anyway, I think by next time I will have this grassy area finished up like these. I have these, and I will have the white borders running across. But that's it for me. That's your plateau lesson of the day. I am one of the hoods, and have but one thing to ask. Don't judge a book by its cover, for like me, it may just be wearing a mask.